What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Thursday. A nice 5-game slate here tonight, coming off a disappointing night last night. A bit unlucky with some blowouts through the NBA, like some bad teams just beating down on some other teams. We had the Mavericks beat the Pistons by 20, which really limited Andre Drummond. He got some tic-tac fouls called him in the first half, so he picked up 3 fouls, with 3 minutes left in the second quarter, so I wasn't too mad about it. But then he picked up his 4th foul in the third quarter. Then Van Gundy decided to pull him out of the game. Then they got down 20 points and never saw the court after that, so that sucked. And also we had Derek Favors come back. He had a disappointing night, to say the least. Only like 9 points and 2 rebounds. Didn't get as many rebounds as I was hoping for without Gobert. And also only got like 22 minutes because they also got blown out to the Thunder. So that was disappointing with those 2 plays. But we had some good plays with Josh Hart. He returned a lot of value. And also Kyle Kuzma went insane in that game. So it was kind of like a disappointing and a good night at the same time. But that's the NBA DFS. Normally, it's very hard for everything to go right on a night, especially with these blowouts in some of these games. You can't really expect, the Mavericks to really handily beat down the Pistons like that. I thought it was going to easily be able to go to, the fourth quarter with Drummond playing his full minutes, but we didn't get that. But we're back again on Thursday. I got a nice 5-game slate, like I was saying. I got my top 5 plays and my Dollar Tree play of the day. So drop a like in the video if you're ready to go here tonight. And subscribe if you haven't already to get these plays every single day. So we're going to kick it off with LeBron. I feel like you kind of have to go LeBron in the slate. His ownership is probably going to be 50 plus, 50% plus on the slate, honestly, because no one really has that same upside as him. I think he's going to be going for 60 DraftKings points plus. He's been very consistent lately, getting around 60 per game with some triple doubles here and there. He didn't even get a triple-double last game and still got 60 DraftKings points with only 1 rebound. So he's been going insane. And throughout his career, he kind of beats up on Chicago, plays very well against them. And this game is in Cleveland. And also Chicago actually has been looking a lot better as of late. Since they got Bobby Portis, Mirotic back, they're in a 7-game win streak, so that's good for this game as well. So the Cavs don't really blow out the Bulls. It should be close throughout the whole entire game. Or not close, but the Bulls will be within 10 points or so the whole entire game. So LeBron can play his full complement of minutes here and have a nice game. He only got 34 minutes last game, so maybe he's a bit more rested up for this game back in Cleveland. So I like him a lot. 11,900 should be going for 60 plus DraftKings points yet again, so lock him in. And we're going to stick with the same game. Chris Dunn, other side of the ball. We know that the Cavs kind of struggled defending the guards. So Chris Dunn here at 7,300. He's been filling it up in every category recently with the points, rebounds, and assists. And also he can get some steals and blocks in these games as well. He's been getting around 30 plus DraftKings points pretty consistently lately because he fills it up in so many categories. And I think he can score pretty well in this game. It should be an upper tempo game and one of the higher scoring games of the night. So I definitely like targeting this game with Chris Dunn. He's probably one of the safest options on the Bulls because you know he's going to be feeding people or just scoring himself. So I like him a lot. Should be getting over 30 DraftKings points in this spot. Lock him in there. And we're going to go with a nice little value guy here. Chandler Parsons didn't play last night because it's a back-to-back for the Grizzlies, so he's nice and rested up for this game, going against a Phoenix team that doesn't really defend that well, and he's been pretty consistent lately, getting around 20 DraftKings points per game, and at 3,900, that's around where we want him to be at, around 20 DraftKings points, getting around 25 minutes, so it's kind of a model of consistency lately over the last 5 games or so, and the matchup is there, like I said, so I like him as a nice salary saver. You kind of need 1 or 2 in this slate with LeBron at 11,900, and it's only a 5-game slate, so Parsons is one guy I would definitely try to target to save some money, to have LeBron in your lineup so you can lock him in there. And then we're going to go with TJ Warren, another guy on a back-to-back. He's kind of been struggling on the back-to-backs recently over the last month or so, but if we look at the whole entire year on back-to-backs this year, he's had some crazy good games. He dropped 40 just actual scoring points against the Wizards on a back-to-back, and he dropped 35 against Minnesota, so he definitely isn't afraid of going off on a back-to-back. He had a nice little night last night, only shooting 37%, still got 45 DraftKings points, got a little bit more active defensively, and also getting some assists, so that's nice to see. Hopefully he can keep that up with some more rebounds and assists in this game to kind of subside if he isn't able to get it going from the field. but I think at 6,100, the price is way too good. Memphis is pretty solid defensively, but at the price tag, his shots have been crazy, around like almost 20 shots per game in some of these games, and also his rebounds are normally pretty consistent. So at 6,100, he should be able to do enough to return value. So you got to lock in TJ Warren there. And for my fifth and final play, we're going to go with Serge Ibaka at 5,900. This guy's been playing very well recently, getting around 30 DraftKings points plus, shooting very well, around like 50+% from the field in some of these games. So I think this is a good spot for him to have another good game going against Philly, who might be without Joel Embiid. And he had a nice little game against Philly earlier this year, only 9 shots and still put up 36 DraftKings points in that game. So I like his opportunity in the spot with the minutes being more consistent. Like earlier this year, he was only getting around like 25 minutes in some of these games, but now he's getting over like 25, around 30 minutes, which is great to see. And it should be one of the higher scoring games of the night between Toronto and Philly. So I definitely like targeting this game as well, along with that Chicago-Cleveland game. So Serge Ibaka, lock him in. So that's the top 5. You got Chris Dunn, LeBron James, Chandler Parsons, Serge Ibaka, and TJ Warren. All of these guys can easily return value. I think Chris Dunn will be able to get over 35 DraftKings points. LeBron should be able to get over 60. Parsons should be able to get over 20. Serge Ibaka should be able to get over 30. And TJ Warren should be able to get over 30 as well. So I like all of those guys. But you never know with the NBA DFS. Some weird stuff can happen. But for my dollar cheap play of the day, Jared Bayless at 3,700. Without J.J. Redick in the lineup tonight, Bayless should draw the start. The 2 games without Redick this year when he hasn't played, Bayless has gotten over 30 minutes in both of those games and has started. I mean, he hasn't had crazy good games in either of those games, but like just the opportunity is going to be there for Bayless to throw up some more shots. He had a nice little game when Redick left last game. He put up 12 shots, got 22 DraftKings points. So I'm looking for something similar to that, around 30 minutes, around like 12 or so shots. Hopefully they drop though, because he's a very good shooter from 3. So if they're dropping, he's going to have a very good game here and to return some nice value at 3,700. You already saw Toronto once this year. I was able to put up 21 DraftKings points and only 7 shots in 26 minutes. So I think he can build on that performance here. They are playing in Philly. Usually shooters perform better at home. So I like Bayless in the spot. A nice value guy with Redick out. Lock him in there. So that's the plays, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like in the video if you did. And definitely subscribe to get these plays every single day. I wish you guys the best of luck on this 5-game slate. It shouldn't be nearly as high scoring as some of these other nights. No, I don't think there's that much value on this slate as of now, but you never know what could happen. Embiid currently questionable, and some other guys are currently questionable, like Donovan Mitchell. So maybe that opens up some value, but a lot of these games aren't projecting to be that high scoring. The Chicago-Cleveland game and the Toronto-Philly game are the only 2 games where I can see being like very fast-paced, high-scoring at the moment. Maybe that Memphis-Phoenix game turns out to be a little bit more high-scoring, but both those teams are in a back-to-back, and Memphis plays at a very slow pace, so I'm not sure about that. So definitely try to target that Cleveland-Chicago game and then that Toronto-Philly game. Hopefully those games stay close and do what they're supposed to do. So good luck tonight, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow.